What's going on, guys? I'm Steve. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. If it's your first time stopping by the channel, hit that subscribe button. Trust me, you won't regret it. I said subscribe button. Subscribe button. Trust me, you won't regret it. And if you're a returning subscriber, as always, welcome back, and I do appreciate the support. Guys, we got another case of some piece of shit parents. Ain't no easier way to put it. Now, I did a story on these people last year when they first made the news. These people are from Oklahoma City. And the person you see up here, these people that you see up here, the woman's name is Ashley Rowland. And the guy's name is Joshua Denton. Boyfriend and girlfriend. Oh, I don't know what they are. But either way, these idiots are in deep trouble. And if it was up to me, they'd be gone right now. In April of 2022, this little girl you see up here, which is the daughter of Ashley Rowland, her name is London Kerr. Now remember her last name. In that picture from April of 2022, she is 2 years old, right? Well, April 22 was the last time she was seen. Since then, she's been missing. Now, they still think it's a glimmer of hope that this little girl's alive because the mother, Ashley, and this guy up here have been giving out stupid information, and like it's almost like a wild goose chase. So they're saying it's a race against time to find this child. And I'm gonna let you see this. If you guys are not familiar with the case, this is some crazy stuff. This witch lip chick up here and this guy up here, man, they something else. And they wouldn't see another sunset if it was up to me. Especially if I was an investigator and I was in charge and we couldn't get the answers we honestly needed about the whereabouts of this little girl. Take a look at the story.
It has been 3 years since a 2-year-old girl went missing from an Oklahoma City apartment complex, and now 2 people are in jail in connection to the child's disappearance.
Fox 45's Grant Palmer joining us live from the Oklahoma City Police Department. Grant, any updates on the little girl and what were these 2 arrested for?
Well, Adam and Wendy, records show Ashley Rowland and Joshua Denton were arrested on complaints of child abuse. Meanwhile, the little girl, London Kerr, is still missing.
London Kerr has been missing since April of 2022 and was last seen at the Aspen Walk apartment complex in southeast Oklahoma City. On Tuesday, Oklahoma City police arrested 39-year-old Ashley Rowland, London's mother, and her boyfriend, 40-year-old Joshua Denton.
We've made 2 arrests in this case. The last known primary caregivers or last known people that had custody of this child at the time.
Investigators say Rowland and Denton were arrested on complaints of sexual and physical abuse of a child. According to court documents, Denton's 8-year-old daughter told investigators Denton has poured hot sauce into London's eyes more than once and beat her with a belt. And London's 15-year-old brother told police Denton would shoot her with a BB gun.
There were some suspicious circumstances regarding the disappearance of that child.
In the affidavit, Rowland told Moore police she gave London to a man she knew as, quote, Carlos, who she had bought meth from before. She added he was possibly London's father, but wasn't sure. The documents say Rowland's 16-year-old son told police the last time he saw London, his mom was taking London to her dad's house, and before that, he had seen a, quote, Mexican guy come to their apartment who was supposedly London's dad. But Oklahoma City police say Rowland and Denton haven't given much information.
Investigators were able to speak with them, could not get any credible information as to where this child is or what has happened to this child.
Those court documents also say investigators weren't able to verify the existence of anyone named Carlos based on the identifiers that Rowland gave them. The Oklahoma City police are now leading the investigation on this case. Reporting live, Grant Palmer, Fox 25 News.
Yeah, well, guys, keep in mind, this case goes back to April 2022, and this girl has not been seen since then. Both suspects each have their own kids. They were key witnesses for police.
I know that some of the criminal offenses that occurred were in Oklahoma City.
Ashley Rowland and Joshua Denton, both arrested this week after this girl, London Kerr, vanished. She's Ashley's daughter. Oklahoma City police are the lead investigators, but London Kerr's case involves the Moore Police Department too.
The primary caregivers or people who were last known to be with that child.
Let's go back to September of 2024. Court records show more police officers learned DHS had talked with Ashley Rowland, who said London was with her father in Georgia. That turned out to be false. Weeks later in October, DHS showed up to the home where they thought London Kerr was living with her mom. But the residents there told police they hadn't seen London in 2 or 3 years.
She would be a different age than when she went missing at this point.
London was 2 years old in 2022 and would be 5 now. When police interviewed Ashley Rowland, the court documents say she gave her 2-year-old to a man known as Carlos, who she had bought meth from in the past. In the documents, it says, quote, he was possibly London's father, but Ashley was not sure. Carlos had told Ashley he was going back to Mexico. She was arrested in October last year, but bonded out of jail. However, Ashley later said she lied to investigators and said Carlos did not sell drugs or do any meth.
We don't have very credible information from, as I said, the people that assumed responsibility or had custody of this child. And so when we take over an investigation, we have to go back and look at what's already been documented and go from there. So time is of the essence.
But the documents also show Ashley and her boyfriend, Josh Denton, each had other kids who told police they endured multiple instances of abuse themselves and witnessed abuse on London too. The court documents say a 15-year-old saw Denton hit London with a wooden paddle and even shot a BB gun at her. That same teenager told police he was duct taped to a chair and hit with a belt. The documents say, quote, Josh threatened to kill him if he told police, and additionally threatened to make him disappear. Other kids were interviewed by police in March this year, including an 8-year-old who said she also witnessed physical abuse on London, and investigators learned this 8-year-old was sexually abused by Josh. But in the midst of all this, police are still looking for London Kerr, still missing and still endangered.
We get a lot of answers in some cases with tips or new information that we can receive with the public's help.
And as far as where the child is, police say it's completely unknown. They would not give us a specific area. In Oklahoma City, Jason Berger, KOCO 5 News.
Shit is shameful. Now I'm gonna tell you something. I think these people on drugs, I'm more than sure they are. Especially with the way she looks. She like somebody just melted her face with candle wax. Let's go down the line. Let's look at this whole thing in a nutshell. This is why I say I would off these people immediately. Let's go with the woman first. Ashley Rowland. Baby's name is London Kerr. She was 2 years old last seen. Presumably she's 5 years old now. Lie number 1. She told 3 lies. Lie number 1. The baby's with his daddy in Georgia. That was a lie. Lie number 2. She gave the baby to a meth dealer named Carlos from Mexico, and he took the baby, and she presumed he was the father. Okay. Your last name's Rowland. Baby's last name is Kerr. And Carlos is south of the border with the baby, supposedly. Right? Okay. Lie number 3. Carlos is not a drug dealer. So where's the baby at? In Georgia, or is it really in Mexico? Or is that the lie you told? That's the thing. I wouldn't play with her. I wouldn't. And it's not even the point of the lie she told. It's the point of you had a child. The child's missing. You don't know where your fucking kid is. And you just gave it to any old Tom, Dick, and Carlos for the child to be given away because you had a meth habit or whatever. You think about that. Your normal instincts as a human being have bypassed because you chose drugs over your child and chose to be a shit parent, especially being with this piece of shit guy. We'll get to him in a second. I'm more than sure all that abuse that these kids was under, because remember, he got his own kids, she got her own kids. How the man got the kids is beyond me, but either way. So you got a family of mixed kids, mixture of family kids from multiple people. This guy right here beat and shot the baby with a BB gun. That enough is the death penalty for me. It don't get no crueler than that, ladies and gentlemen. Don't get no crueler than that. Another thing is this. He raped another little girl in the house that she wasn't told the police. As soon as they got in front of the police, they started telling. Said the boy in his teens said he was tied to a chair and beat with a belt. So there are a lot of sadistic people out here that do stuff to kids because they have the power and they can. And they get mad and they do all this vile shit. And it fucks them up. And a lot of times they turn into what was done to them. It's a part of spreading the disease. Both of them, I'd get them in separate rooms. Where's the baby? Because I'm going to be honest with you. You don't want to say bad things. I don't think that child's alive. I think the man killed the baby. She knows he did. They dumped the baby or buried the baby somewhere and then moved around and act like, you know what I'm saying? They don't know nothing. And she came up with that elaborate lie and he's just sitting there looking stupid. That's what I honestly believe. She knows what happened to the baby. She knows where the baby's at too. As long as she stick to this Carlos, or the baby's in Mexico, or the baby's over here, the baby's over there. She in trouble, but she think that's going to help her. And this guy right here needs to be shot in the face right now. I would get them in separate rooms. And I would end him, but only after I got the information from her. I'm going to be honest with you. I'd go right in that room. Hey, where's the baby? I've had a whole bunch of stuff out there. Butane torch, all kind of stuff. We're going to take an eye out your head. You know little things you ring for service in the store, the little dingers? I'd have it right there. And I'd tell her, look, when you're ready to talk and not fucking lie, hit that thing. We'll start with your left eye. And I'd get up on her. You know what I'm saying? And she'd probably talk before then. But I'd make sure all her drugs was out of her system. I'm going to tell you something. You're seeing right now people doing a bunch of sick shit to human beings while being human beings themselves. I'm more than sure this guy, Josh Denton, wasn't pulling no punches with the amount of viciousness he was showing in that house with them kids. Don't you think about that? Both these people are drug addicts. You think they was more concerned on getting high than anything else? Baby crying, a 2-year-old needs attention. And I think that's why she was the ultimate victim. 2-year-old need attention. They need nurturing. They need all of that stuff. Can't do all that when you're high. When you're high, somebody coming in crying and hollering, blowing you high, kids coming in there asking you for food and all this other stuff. I think that was the main cause of the abuse that these kids was under. Then this motherfucker sick as hell. They doing meth and stuff. It's a stimulant. He turned his attention to a little child. I'd blow his face right off. Or deglove it either way. People are fucking animals out here. And the justice system seems not to do nothing about it. These people are sitting in jail right now, wondering what their next move is and how much trouble they're going to get into. And they both thinking internally in their head, as long as I keep my mouth shut, I'll get in some trouble, but they won't know all the things they need to know. There are people out here that are not on drugs in that family that cared about that little baby. Probably the father. Well, I don't know where the fuck he's at, but probably his father. What you think about that? You leave a big question mark on the world of where your child is, where people cared about the child, grandparents, whatever, and here you go, sitting in jail, making up fucking lies. Oh, the baby's south of the border. I'd kick your ass all the way down there and give you 20 days to bring the motherfucking baby back. It's crazy how people are. It's crazy, man. This whole thing is just a mess. Child abuse always been around. You know what I mean? People get on TV and they would talk about the things that was done to them and it be enough to bring you to tears. But nowadays, the stuff that's hitting the news is so bad that sometimes if you really have empathy, it can give you nightmares at night. Especially if you went through something like that. And these people sit around here and as long as they keep their mouth closed, they'll sit in jail and be on the shelf because nothing's done to them. When you threaten motherfuckers with extreme force, they'll start talking. Heat a knife up in front of her face. Yeah, you got about 3 minutes. I get that motherfucker white hot. I take a nose right off like in the dark age. You gonna say something, or it's gonna be blood and boogies all over the motherfucking place. Now where the goddamn baby? Anyway, fuck it. I'm Stock Market Steve for the Dynamic Reason channel. As always, like, comment, share, and subscribe. Anytime a child dies, no matter where the child comes from or who the parents are, that leaves a ripple in the universe, that just a tear that'll never be filled. We don't know the potential a lot of times of these people, whether they're raised in hardships or not, of what they become and how they can help humanity and change the world. Most of the people that are out here right now that have created things for the better benefit of mankind came from a struggling type situation. Imagine how much potential we're losing because people are indiscriminately killing kids and lying about it and all this other stuff. I'll see you in the next video. Take care.